Hey folks, this is ioEther, and this time we're gonna do some Would You Rather. So this is a site slash game thing that I came across, I don't know, a while ago. I'm sure all of you have heard of it, and if you haven't, it's really quite easy to check it out. And I didn't think about it until the other day, but I've been wanting to do like some sort of variety in the channel. Obviously, I'm doing the like short gameplay. I'm doing which is of course right now it's inside. I'm doing Minecraft and I'm doing tanks. But I was kind of hoping to do something else in the channel to kind of mix it up once in a while. And so I think maybe Wednesdays is going to start to being random, whatever I feel like days. And so that way I don't have to worry so much about a rigid schedule for the non-world tank stuff. So like, because it's getting annoying trying to remember which day the Minecraft stuff comes out on, because there's 7 days in a week, and if you divide that by 2, you don't get a whole number. So every week, whatever day the Minecraft stuff goes on switches, and whatever day Inside comes out on switches, and it's driving me crazy. So we're gonna stop all that. We're gonna set days where everything's gonna come out. And on Wednesdays, I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing. And so today it's Would You Rather. And so I'm just going to pick which I'd rather, obviously. And of course, obviously I'm going to discuss it. The thing that I keep finding I like about this, and it's a nice little, like, I don't think it's going to resonate with necessarily everybody, but it resonates with me, as that this is Ether.io. Ether.io, right? And I am a ioEther. And yes, if you search for my name, this comes up every once in a while. It's a little annoying, but I don't know which of us came first, so there's that, right? Okay, now that we're past the fun a little bit, that's why I think I like being here. We're gonna talk about this. So, would you rather be able to have the ability to see through anything, or have the ability to get away with theft? Hard choice, right? So, if you're getting away with a theft, is it because they never knew you were there? Because if we're talking about something where I can walk through walls, like hide in plain sight, disappear into a shadow, like melt into a shadow, like run circles around people who will never ever see me. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's like everything I've ever dreamed of doing in a D&D game, right? That's why I make the thief types in D&D. That's why I play scout tanks in World Tanks. That's why I love sitting in a bush right in front of the enemy tanks, watching my team destroy them because they have no idea I'm there. But, I obviously have ideas where they are. That resonates with all of those things. But if it's like they have no ability to stop you, but they know who you are, that's completely different. I don't like that feeling. It's not a feeling I want. So, side burner that for a second. We're gonna put my finger up where you guys can actually see me side burning that for a second. As for the ability to see through anything, now, can I turn it off and on? Because if I can't turn it off and on, I don't want the ability to see through anything. That will scar me for life instantaneously. Because, so, because if you take that to the farthest bounds it can go, that means you can see through the world without ever necessarily seeing it, without the ability to turn it off. You might as well be blind. Now, if it's like having X-ray vision through the first object you see, that would be kind of fun, as long as it's not a loved one. And if we're talking about like being able to see through a wall, That's cool as long as you can turn it off. Because if you can't turn it off, I mean, unless we're talking about if it's always on and it's so clear that you can't see the wall, you're gonna end up with a dented nose a lot because you're gonna walk into a lot of things. So you know what? We're gonna go with this one because I'd like the ability to be like all the other powers that would come with being completely invisible and being able to sneak wherever I want to be, wherever I want to go, do whatever I want, not to worry about. That is what we're gonna worry about. I don't like the idea of running into my bedroom door or wall or bed or anything because I can't see them. Right? Yeah, we're gonna take these. Yeah, most people aren't thinking that through all the way. Now it's possible that they're just going, well, I can choose to see through things. I don't know how that would be useful in daily life. If we're just talking about, we're not going to go way into that, but like if we're just talking about daily life and you can see through one thing of your choice at will, you can just like use it like a filter in Photoshop or a layer in Photoshop where you just turn it off and it's not like it was never there. How is that useful? It's not useful. And this, in daily life, if you can get away with theft and they never knew you did it in daily life, that would be a little bit more useful. Not much, but a little bit more. Okay. If you had to look like one of the Batman villains from the Nolan trilogies, would you rather be Bane wearing a mask that hides most of your face for life, or be Joker showing your face but have crazy scars and face paint? That's not really a question I have to worry about. See, like, being Bane is all about being jacked up and like buff, and you're awesome and powerful and stupid. Right? More or less. That's just thinking about Bane from the Nolan trilogy. Yeah, it's Batman. We're gonna go all the way through Batman. Whereas the Joker is not buff, so I wouldn't get the physical boost there, and I don't need to be smart enough to be that insane. That I also don't like the idea of having my face sliced open. Like, that does not. Face paint, I don't care about the face paint, but I'm not doing the face slicing open thingy. We're gonna go with being Bane and being big and dumb and not having my face sliced open. Can you tell I'm a little sensitive about having my face sliced open? Also, I really don't mind having a mask on. I actually quite enjoy wearing a mask for theater. I did that for almost a year at one point. Like every, I think it was third Saturday once a month kind of thing. That was a ton of fun. And I'd do it again. So, would you rather live under, or wait. What? Is there a question here? I don't see a question. I just see, communism or capitalism. Well, we could live under something that isn't going to work and is going to lead to rampant corruption and destabilization and just horror, terror, and death. I mean, yes, if it's done perfectly right, it's still going to come out as a absolute gong show / mess / just horrible. It might last for like 10 years maybe until people start realizing how to game the system, but with humans being humans, this is never going to work. So I don't see a point. I'm not going to explain capitalism. I don't see a point in explaining capitalism. It just is. It is the best system. Democracy and capitalism together make awesome. If you've traveled to England recently, would you rather attend the royal wedding, attend the Olympic Games? Uh, there's a wedding? I'm sure that would be cool, I guess. I mean, it depends. Like, as I am who I am, if it's just me and I suddenly got free tickets to London, I'd be on the first plane, obviously. But then the Olympics would be what I'd go with. Like, if I was just, choosing what I want to see, it'd be the Olympics. Now, if we're talking like prime seats in either location, I'd do the royal wedding, because if you got like the perfect seats at a royal wedding, that's a once in a lifetime thing. You never gonna get that again. Whereas the Olympics are awesome, but I mean, they happen every 4 years. The opportunity to get prime seats again is going to happen. Not necessarily, like, obviously, it would be extremely expensive, but the opportunity is still there. Having perfect seats for a royal wedding is never going to happen again. But I don't think that's what this is talking about. I'm pretty sure this is, if I just went to England right now, what would I rather see? And that would be the Olympics, hands down. No questions. If there's a wedding, I don't care. It doesn't affect my life. It's not, If I had a kid, I do have a kid. Would you rather die when your kid is very young? Have my kid die before me? Great. I don't like this game right now. My daughter is 8. If I had to, this would be the choice. And we're just going to move on. I didn't see the numbers. I don't care. Would you rather return a punt in an NFL game? That would hurt, but it'd be fun. Also, I'm not very fast. Spend 9 seconds in the ring with Mike Tyson in his prime. Let's see. Lots of hits to the head. I have lots of padding on my body, so hits to the body wouldn't be so bad. Returning a punt in an NFL game. That wouldn't be so bad either, because you'd probably only get hit by like one guy. Assuming, you didn't like run around until there was a whole crowd of them around you. It'd only be one guy, it'd be over in a couple of seconds. You have a ton of protective equipment on, you'd be okay. Spending 90 seconds in the ring, I assume that means with him hitting me and me not having any protective gear. That's the assumption I'm making here. Because, I mean, I like my ears where they are. So, right? I couldn't help it, I'm sorry. Would you rather never read another book, never hear another song? Oh. For me, this is a no-brainer. There isn't an option here. I'm like, this is not a thing. This is not a thing that's ever going to happen. I'm never going to stop reading. Whereas music, so there's something you guys don't. I mean, some of you know this. Most of you don't. I don't do music. If it's on, that's cool. I don't see or hear or understand much difference between like country and rap. They're both music. I don't understand why people get so obsessed over one or the other. I kind of get the difference between new rock and old rock, but it's tiny. Like music, honestly, if music vanished from the world altogether, I would notice. I wouldn't necessarily care, but I would notice. Whereas if reading and being able to read was spontaneously taken away from every human all at the same time, I'd be pissed. I would. It would be adventure time. I'd have to go find a sword and go and hurt somebody to see how to get my reading skills back. This if I could never hear another song, oh well. So Star Wars becomes slightly less awesome. That would be my only takeaway from never hearing another song. Yeah, I understand. Most people don't care about reading. I'm not one of them. If you haven't figured it out, I'm not like most people yet. You'll figure it out now. We're actually gonna finish it off with this one. Would I rather have a slight lisp or have a slight cockeye? I don't know exactly what that means, but I assume that means that my features are slightly askew. Right, my eyes are slightly tilted. One's down, one's up, or my nose is crooked or something like that. This is another not hard choice for me. It's actually very, very easy. I don't care about exactly how awesome and pretty I look. Because I've got a fairly fixed image in my head of who I am. So this doesn't bother me at all, but at the same time, yeah, I can cope with a lisp. I ever cope with stuttering. Do any of you notice it? Probably not. Do you know? Will you notice it now that I've mentioned it? I don't know. It doesn't tend to come up in videos a lot. I don't know exactly why that is, but maybe it's because I'm talking to a camera instead of talking to a person. But yes, I know you're all people. It's not the point. But when I'm talking to like my wife or friends, anyone where I know literally getting feedback from another person, even over voice comms, that happens occasionally, where my tongue will just get stuck on a word, and that word will not come out. And so, yeah, I don't know which most people would go for, but I know without a doubt I could do a lisp, not even notice. Well, no, that's probably not true. I'm sure I noticed. It took me a few years before I noticed the stuttering, but once I noticed, it's definitely there. And thank you to everybody who's like, you don't stutter. It's nice of you not to notice, but it's definitely there. I don't think I've stuttered in this video yet, so it's not like you have something to reference. But I'm sure if you watch enough of my stuff, you'll eventually see it. Or maybe you won't. Maybe I literally don't stutter in front of the camera. But I don't really know. What I do know is it's annoying enough already. But adding one more thing into it wouldn't bother me any. Whereas this, I would like to be handsome someday, right? So it's not a choice. We're gonna end off with this. Oh, look at that! Apparently, most people agree with me. Cool. I don't know if that's because they've experienced a speech impediment, or if that's just because they want to be awesome and pretty too. Most likely the former, or the latter, not the former. But that's okay. As for this, if you guys have enjoyed this, leave a comment, a like, all that stuff in the bottom. If you haven't, tell me why. Again, every once in a while I'm going to try and put out something random. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to put out next Wednesday. So just tell me if you guys are enjoying this, and yeah, thank you so much. And if you guys want to go through and tell me your choices, I'd be happy to read. That'd be great. Thank you so much. This is ioEther out.